Alright, what's up everybody? So, little change of scenery. I'm not inside my studio like you guys are used to seeing. I want to do something a little bit different for this video. I almost want to shoot it kind of like a vlog style kind of video. So, rather than setting it up all professionally in the studio with lighting and all that, I'm just going to shoot this thing more raw and like a vlog. So, hope you guys enjoy the format, the new style of how I'm going to shoot this video. And we'll see how it turns out because I would like to do this more often. I like the running gun, just shoot randomly, spontaneous, I suppose would be the word to use, approach to doing videos. I think it's fun to do sometimes. So before we jump into this and actually start building out this vocal booth, let's make some coffee. There we go. Yeah, my house is basically 90% plants. That looks a little off. Let's see. Just a little bit better. There we go. So here's the game plan. What I was thinking was I would go around the house, try to find as much stuff as I possibly can to put together a vocal booth in my closet that is going to help us record professional, and I say professional loosely because really what is professional? Professional enough quality to the point where you could go and record yourself or another person for voiceover, commercial work, music, whatever it is you're doing, and no engineer would have any issue with the recording. Now, because I've already done this so many times, I already have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna be looking for, but essentially I'm gonna be trying to find any extra sweatshirts that nobody is using, blankets, comforters, if you have an extra mattress laying around that you don't use. I have a mattress from when my daughter was a baby, so very small mattress that I can just prop up in the closet, and I think I'm gonna try to put that to use. And I have a bunch of other little things that I'm going to show you guys that I use to minimize the amount of room reverberation, or in that case, the closet reverberation that you can pick up that are pretty cheap, pretty affordable, and it's going to make a world of a difference. So stick around, let's go try and find some stuff that we can use to build out this vocal booth, and let's put it to the test. Let's see how it sounds. Let's see what kind of quality we can pull out of this thing. Let's go. Like I said, one of the best things that you can use if you don't have any acoustic foam or sound blankets or anything is just simply using sweatshirts. So right here I have a closet that is full of a bunch of extra sweatshirts that nobody uses, and this is what we're going to be using in our vocal booth to cut down on some of that reverberation that otherwise would have been recorded in the closet. So I'm just going to grab as many as I possibly can, grab all these, toss them on the bed, and look for some more stuff that we can use. And I know I got a couple comforters laying around that nobody uses, and we're also going to utilize those as well. So I was able to find a bunch of sweatshirts that nobody is using. This is what we're going to utilize to cut down on some of that closet reverberation. And on top of that, I was able to find a giant heavy, and I mean really, this is a heavy blanket that we're going to be using to cut down on the reverberation that would be picked up behind us. So what'll happen is I'll be speaking in front of the microphone, the wall in front of me. Any sound that bounces off that wall and comes back will just get broken up by this giant blue comforter that is draped over that clothes rack thing. So it works out amazingly. I've done it before in the past when I lived at my parents' house, and I highly recommend it. All you need to do is grab one of those clothing rack hanger things that is on wheels, and then grab yourself a comforter that you have laying around the house. You just want to find a really thick, heavy blanket. For example, you wouldn't want to use something like this. This is like the thinnest blanket on the planet. It's just a little throw blanket that I have on my couch. If you use this thing, it's not going to do much. Now, on the other hand, this is going to do amazing wonders on our vocal booth. So I might be able to pull it off with just this, but I do have another thing that I wanted to show you guys. I was sent these panels a while ago and I absolutely love these things. I did a video using them where I just placed them in the corner of a room, and it just drastically cut down on the echo that otherwise would have been picked up in the microphone. So I think I'm gonna actually place these behind the microphone so that if any sound bounces off of this and comes back, well, then the blanket will just take care of it. So I think with something like this is going to be amazing. And in this situation, I don't really have to use a lot. I might be able to get away with using, 6 to 12 panels maybe. I don't think I'll have to use a whole lot. And one other thing that I wanted to mention about these foam panels that I really like is you could see on these, they have, oh, maybe you can't see, that is a little difficult, hold on. You can see how on this foam panel, it has these little grooves that run along each square. And the reason why that's so nice is that you don't have to use foam adhesive with these. What I find that you can do, and this works so well, is take some thumbtacks and then you could place them in between those grooves into your wall so that later on when you go to take these down, it's not going to leave a bunch of foam residue and spray adhesive just stuck all over your wall. It's an absolute nightmare. I did it in the other room and I ended up having to go through and scrape it off the walls and repaint the walls. So it's terrible. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and set this up. I have high hopes that this is going to be effective. And of course, we will demo the Rode NT1 in there and see what we can pull out of this entire setup. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up. So like I said, just using a thumbtack, we're going to go ahead and place these panels right behind where my microphone will be. I love these panels for that reason. It just makes it so convenient so that I don't have to go grab spray adhesive and wear a N95 mask and damage my lungs trying to get my foam panels up. I just have to use a simple thumbtack. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these up and I'll show you how that is going to look. So here's how it looks so far, but I ran out of thumbtacks and the rest of the pack is over at my parents' house, so I can't finish the wall, but this will do for now. I put 4 up on there and I know in one pack you get 12. So I think with one pack you could definitely cover a wall in your closet, and it definitely does make a pretty drastic difference in the way that your audio will end up turning out. Cool, so what I'm gonna do is line up some hoodies. I'm just gonna hang them up on this rack and try to close it in on the microphone. So I'm gonna pull this microphone over so that it's more towards the center of these panels, and then line the hoodies up so that it's really just covering the microphone stand to the most that I can. The closer that those clothes are gonna be to the mic, the better. Now don't mind my closet, it's an absolute mess right now. Try to not pay attention to that, but this is that little rack that I was talking about. It's on wheels, so you can just push it, move it around. So if you need to pull this thing this direction, I can easily do that. If I need to push it towards that direction, I easily can do that as well. But what I'm gonna do is put that blanket, I'm gonna fold it up a couple times, of course, and then I'm gonna lay it over this so that it's draping over the rack. And that's basically going to cut any potential reverberation that would have bounced off the wall this way onto this wall behind me. It's gonna give us much better results by doing that. And like I said, I've done this at my parents' house in the past, so I know how effective this technique is. And not to mention, this is probably the easiest form of acoustic treatment. You literally just lay a blanket over the stand and then you could pull this thing any direction that you need it to go. All right, and here's an idea of how it should look when it is all done. So let's start from the back. We have the foam panels behind the microphone, so that's gonna cut some of the echo reverberation that would have been bounced off that wall. And then right behind the microphone where we will be standing, we have this giant comforter set up on this stand. Again, I'll try to find something that is either comparable, or maybe I can even find the exact stand that I'm using and I will link it below. And then we have all of our hoodies, different sweatshirts lined up on the side of it just to cut down on any echo sound that would have bounced off in that direction. So as you can see, it is pretty much completely covered in material right now, and this is going to work amazing. I can already hear a difference when I stand right over in front of the microphone. I can just hear the difference already. So I'm really excited to get this thing plugged in and just kind of demo it for you guys and let you see the power of this entire setup, just the difference that it can make for your audio. So let's go ahead and test this thing out. Okay, and here's how it sounds inside of our makeshift vocal booth, and wow, just wow. The difference that it makes by just using a couple small things, it really does go a long way. The fact that we were able to pull this off with a comforter, a bunch of sweatshirts, some foam panels, that is pretty impressive in my opinion. This sounds pretty amazing. And like I said, I've done this so many times in the past that I never once doubted the process. I knew that it would sound amazing, and yeah, it does. It holds up. It sounds pretty great in my opinion. I like the way that this sounds. I mean, I could definitely definitely see myself recording vocals in here and totally being able to get away with it. It sounds great. The main point of doing this is just to control the echo reverberation that you otherwise would have picked up in your room that is untreated. So it gets the job done. It does exactly what it needs to do. Anyways, guys, I hope that this inspired you to go out and do the same. I just want you guys to see the importance of acoustic treatment and just how big of a difference that it can make for your recording. So if you're recording in the middle of your room, definitely push your microphone into the closet and do everything that you can to acoustically treat that. It's going to make a night and day difference. So take my word for it. This is something that you absolutely need to do. Anyways, guys, I think that's about it. Like I said, I hope this video inspired you guys, but before you leave, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell icon beside it so that you stay notified for whenever I drop any of my upcoming videos. I will see you all in my next one. Take care, everybody. Peace out.